experiencing some moderate Godzilla-related turbulence at this time, so I'm gonna go ahead and ask you to put your seatbelts back on. When we get to 35,000 feet, he usually does let go, so from there on out, all we have to do is worry about Mothra, and we do have reports he's tied up with Gamera and Rodan at the present time. Thank you very much.
Hey everyone, Open-Minded Neutral here, and today I'll have an exciting topic for you: the different faces of Godzilla. Exploring the dichotomy between the serious, original vision of Godzilla and the campy, monster brawl iterations. Join me as I'll uncover why this division exists and its impact on both casual and hardcore fans. Godzilla, the iconic giant lizard, has been captivating audiences for decades. Yet, within the Godzilla fandom, there exists a divide. A clash between those who appreciate the serious messages and original vision of Godzilla, and those who revel in the campy monster brawl iterations. Today, we delve into this schism, exploring its origins, manifestations, and impact on the fandom. Now, before I go into this video, let me talk about my love of Godzilla and the meaning of the video where I noticed this trend between the last couple of Toho movies and the last legendary Monsterverse movies. I remember watching my very first Godzilla movie, Godzilla vs. Kong, on TNT's Monstervision, and it's been a die-hard fan ever since. Even the 1954 original movie, Showa series, Godzilla, Heisei series Godzilla, Millennium series Godzilla, Monsterverse Godzilla, and yes, even the 1998 TriStar Pictures movie, the 1978 and 1998 cartoon series, and the anime trilogy. So yeah, I've been there for the good, the bad, and the very, very ugly. So yeah, I acknowledged Godzilla as king of the monsters.
Acknowledge me!
Now there's those like myself who enjoy all versions of his movies. There are those who would choose between the different versions of the monster, especially between the last two movies, Godzilla Minus One and Godzilla vs. Kong. While one had a serious tone by take Godzilla back to his serious roots and have interesting human characters, while the other is a fun but campy monster brawl with human characters that's not very interesting to pay attention to. But one of the most weirdest thing was, this has always been a trend with him. So what's this? Go back to the beginning of all this. Godzilla made his debut in 1954 as a metaphor for the horrors of nuclear warfare, a somber reflection of Japan's collective trauma following World War II and the atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The original Godzilla film was a powerful allegory, conveying a serious message about the dangers of unchecked scientific progress and the consequences of humanity's destructive tendencies. It was a stark reflection of the anxieties of its time, resonating deeply with audiences worldwide. As Godzilla's popularity grew, so did his image. Over the years, we've seen various iterations of the King of the Monsters. While some films continued to explore themes of environmentalism, nuclear proliferation, and the human condition, others took a different route, a path paved with spectacle, humor, and over-the-top monster battles. For many fans, the essence of Godzilla lies in its serious undertones. These films serve as cautionary tales, addressing real-world issues through the lens of a giant radioactive lizard. From environmental degradation to the horrors of war, Godzilla offers a platform for social commentary and introspection. The serious Godzilla films resonate with audiences because they tap into universal fears and anxieties. They force us to confront the consequences of our actions and contemplate the fragile balance between humanity and nature. On the flip side, we have the campy, monster brawl Godzilla, a realm where logic takes a back seat and chaos reigns supreme. These films prioritize entertainment over profundity, delivering outrageous scenarios, cheesy dialogue, and epic showdowns between kaiju. Enter the Showa era, where Godzilla transformed from a harbinger of doom to a heroic figure, battling fantastical foes like Mecha Godzilla and King Ghidorah. The tone is shifted from serious to campy, embracing the absurdity of giant monsters duking it out amidst miniature cityscapes. This era brought joy to many fans, with its over-the-top action and cheesy dialogue, cementing Godzilla's status as a pop culture icon. In the 1960s and 70s, Godzilla morphed into a campy, larger-than-life figure, engaging in epic battles with a colorful cast of kaiju companions and foes. Suddenly, Godzilla wasn't just a force of nature, he was a superhero, defender of Earth against otherworldly threats and invaders. This era gave birth to iconic moments like Godzilla's infamous dance and his tag team battles with fellow kaiju. Heisei era, which spanned from 1984 to 1995, Godzilla underwent a significant revival and transformation. This period marked a departure from the campy and often light-hearted tone of the Showa era, 1954-1975, to a more serious and sometimes darker approach to the Godzilla mythos. The Heisei Godzilla films generally follow a cohesive timeline and continuity, with each film building upon the events of its predecessor. The series began with The Return of Godzilla, 1984, which served as a direct sequel to the original 1954 film, ignoring all the sequels in between. This film reintroduced Godzilla as a menacing force of destruction, reflecting the anxieties of the Cold War era. Subsequent films in the Heisei series, such as Godzilla vs. Biollante, 1989, Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah, 1991, Godzilla vs. Mothra, 1992, and Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2, 1993, expanded upon Godzilla's lore, introducing new monsters, exploring themes of environmentalism, and delving into time travel and alternate histories. One significant aspect of the Heisei Godzilla series is the recurring theme of humanity's role in creating or exacerbating the Godzilla threat. For example, Godzilla vs. Biollante explores the consequences of genetic engineering, while Godzilla vs. Destoroyah, 1995, portrays Godzilla's meltdown as a result of humanity's past attempts to kill him with nuclear weapons. The Heisei Godzilla films also showcased significant advancements in special effects technology, allowing for more detailed and dynamic monster battles. Godzilla himself underwent several design changes throughout the series, with each iteration reflecting advancements in suitmation and animatronics. Overall, the Heisei era redefined Godzilla for a new generation, blending social commentary, cutting-edge special effects, and a more serious tone while still paying homage to the character's rich history. The Godzilla Millennium era, which spanned from 1999 to 2004, marked a significant period in the franchise's history. It started with Godzilla 2000 Millennium, 1999, produced by Toho Studios as a response to the 1998 American Godzilla film. This era is characterized by a series of standalone films, each with its own continuity, as opposed to the continuous storyline of the Showa and Heisei eras. Following Godzilla 2000 Millennium, the Millennium era continued with films like Godzilla vs. Megaguirus, 2000, Godzilla, Mothra, and King Ghidorah, Giant Monsters All-Out Attack, 2001, Godzilla against Mechagodzilla, 2002, Godzilla Tokyo SOS, 2003, and Godzilla Final Wars, 2004. These films experimented with various aspects of the Godzilla mythos, reintroducing classic monsters like Mothra, King Ghidorah, and Mechagodzilla, while also introducing new foes and concepts. Godzilla Final Wars served as a celebratory film for the franchise's 50th anniversary, featuring numerous monsters and paying homage to earlier films with its action-packed style. Shin Godzilla is a Japanese science fiction kaiju film co-directed by Hideaki Anno and Shinji Higuchi. It was released in 2016 and is the 31st installment in the Godzilla film series produced by Toho. The film serves as a reboot of the franchise, ignoring the continuity of all previous films except for the original 1954 Godzilla film. In Shin Godzilla, the iconic monster Godzilla emerges from Tokyo Bay and begins rampaging through the city, causing widespread destruction and panic. The Japanese government and military struggle to respond effectively to the threat posed by the creature, which undergoes rapid evolutionary transformations, becoming increasingly powerful and resilient. Thematically, the film explores the bureaucratic challenges and political processes involved in crisis management and disaster response, drawing parallels to real-life events such as the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear disaster. It also incorporates elements of satire and social commentary, critiquing government inefficiency and the shortcomings of hierarchical decision-making in times of crisis. Visually, Shin Godzilla features cutting-edge special effects that depict Godzilla in a more grotesque and terrifying manner than previous iterations, emphasizing its monstrous and otherworldly nature. Overall, Shin Godzilla received critical acclaim for its innovative approach to the franchise, its thought-provoking themes, and its impressive visual effects. It was both a commercial success in Japan and garnered international attention, further solidifying Godzilla's status as a cultural icon. In summary, while Shin Godzilla was generally well received by fans for its ambition and innovation, it also sparked debates and differing opinions within the Godzilla community regarding its pacing, character development, and thematic focus. In 2023, Godzilla Minus One has multiple meanings that represent Japan's relationship to its warring past. From the country's lowest point after World War II, the film takes place after the bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, when Japan was considered to be at zero following the devastation. The title Minus One symbolizes Japan's lowest point after the bombings, and the emergence of Godzilla worsens the country's already dire state. Both movies has some of the most interesting human characters, the series you want to get involved in since the original movie. On a side note about Minus One Godzilla, this version of Godzilla had to be the biggest a-hole of all of them, even bigger than Godzilla GMK, who was the embodiment of vengeance. Seriously, the whole time I'm watching this movie with a giant smile on my face, and the only thing going through my head is, what the hell is this guy? Problem. Honestly, like he had a problem with these people just existing. The reception to Godzilla Minus One varies among fans. Some might appreciate the fresh take on the franchise, enjoying the exploration of characters and themes in a more intimate setting, without the spectacle of giant monsters battling it out. Others might feel disappointed by the absence of the iconic Godzilla action sequences they've come to expect. Overall, opinions will likely range from excitement for a different perspective to skepticism about deviating too far from the traditional Godzilla formula. The Godzilla Monsterverse, also known as the Legendary Era, refers to a series of interconnected films produced by Legendary Pictures and Warner Brothers. It began with the release of Godzilla in 2014 and continued with subsequent films such as Kong Skull Island, 2017, Godzilla King of the Monsters, 2019, Godzilla vs. Kong, 2021, and Godzilla x Kong, The New Empire, 2024. These films introduced a shared universe where various iconic monsters, known as Titans, exist. Godzilla, King Kong, Mothra, Rodan, and King Ghidorah are among the most prominent Titans featured in this universe. Each film explores different aspects of these creatures, their origins, and their impact on humanity and the world. The Monsterverse has its pros and cons. It High Pro has been praised for its visually stunning special effects, epic monster battles, and attempts to bring a sense of realism, but its biggest con is its boring and unmemorable human characters. But even with that, it has garnered a dedicated fan base, and has also opened up possibilities for future entries in the franchise. Despite the differences between the serious and campy iterations of Godzilla, one thing remains constant: the love and admiration that fans have for the King of the Monsters. In conclusion, Godzilla's legacy is shaped by its ability to convey serious messages and deliver mind-blowing monster brawls. Whether you appreciate the thought-provoking narratives or the adrenaline-pumping action, Godzilla has something for everyone. What's your favorite aspect of Godzilla? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more content. Until next time, this is Open-Minded Neutral, signing off.